I love the name. I love the emphasis. It's reset. You need to reset in this world where we're getting beat down daily, on a daily basis. It is so needed. It's needed. It's not a want. It's needed to have that reset.
So go to resetbydesignwellness.com and sign up for the next trip. We're going to Tulum and we're going to Mauritius, which is on the east coast of Africa. Thank you to the people in the comments that let me know. All right, because I'm just going wherever Ty said we're going. Hi, everybody. It's your girl, BondyBlue, and I'm back for another one. I got my schedule all messed up today, y'all. And I thought I had to go get my lashes done today, but I didn't. But I still needed to get out of the house because I had to go and run some errands, which I did. And, girl, but I just feel like I've been just all turned around. But anyway, we're back for another show. I hope y'all are having a good day. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Okay, become a member for my exclusive content, which will resume in August. All my reality show reviews, for the most part, with the exception of Housewives, is behind my paywall. Oh yeah, and I went and got my tattoo done, a little bit more work done on my tattoo. So just to explain, y'all, and shout out to Cole. Okay, I'm so excited. So like he did this one and he did this one. And now I think I'm going to have him do something here that connects to this back tattoo that I got from my other tattoo artist, Gino, who did these. Okay. And my back tat. So I was looking at myself on the AI and it had me with a tattoo on this arm. And I was just like, bitch, it's time for you to get a tattoo on that arm. Like it's about that time. Okay. And then I realized I don't have anything on my legs. And I'm probably not gonna do a sleeve or anything, but I definitely want to get a mermaid on my calf. And that'll probably be on my thigh. I don't know. Maybe it'll be my thigh. Well, wait, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know how I feel yet. But I definitely feel like, I'm so excited that Cole is still able to do tattoos because Cole is such a huge artist down here. And I'm so like happy and proud of him for all of the opportunities that he's getting. Because he's been tattooing me for years and he actually was one of my cousins, really close friends and shit. So we were like, around each other but never met until I got older and then I wanted him to tattoo me. And he's just so fucking cool. He's just really, I feel like Cole at this point in life is one of like those good dudes that are, in between the rest of these fucked up ass people. Okay. But shout out to Cole. Because like, oh my God, like it's so like y'all. Okay, so let me explain. This is a arm piece from a costume. So y'all know, if y'all did not know, New Orleans has a culture of masking Indian, which is like certain families for generations have made by hand these cardboard and feathered maraboued, beaded costumes. And during certain times of the year, we go out and wear the costumes and walk through the city and Skyboy and we do the whole thing. Okay. My family specifically used to do it. My family was actually somewhat famous for it. The Montanas, Edward Montana is my grandfather. He masked. That's how I started masking. And I masked up until he died in like 1996 was the last year that I masked. And my uncle picked it up. And I'm my uncle mask, and he's David Montana. He's very well known down here as well. And then our uncle, who is like the biggest of us, which is Tootie Montana, and everybody knows him. So, my family, we masked Indian. And when Katrina happened, I lost all of my costumes. We kept all of my costumes and they were in a closet in our front room. And, the storm comes, 8 feet of water in the house. So we lose all of my costumes, also all of our pictures. So I had one little piece left from a book that my mom had at her shop, which really was supposed to be pictures of her hairstyles. But because, back in the day, hairstylists used to have like a book full of Polaroids of their own, their own hairstyles that they had done. I don't know if everybody else's mama who did hair had that, but my mama did. So she had started to do a new book. And, you know, in it was a piece from one of my grandfather's costumes. And that's how we started this, which is this. I still have it, this piece right here. And then because Cole, you know, he's from here, he knows the culture, he tattoos a lot of you know, Indians and a lot of people that's in the culture that, you know, do this type of work. He's around them all the time. So I knew he would be the perfect person to like make this come to life to me for me. So I'm low-key caught between getting another piece on this arm or doing a flower arrangement to like come out of these trees. I don't know yet. But it's definitely gonna be coming as soon as we finish this one. And we just have like one more session with this one. Like the shading he went in and did, for the most part, like it's just really great. He does it's really great work. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm proud. I'm very, very proud. So yeah, y'all, shout out to my people. Shout out to my New Orleans people, because I know I be talking shit about us sometimes. But y'all know I love us for real. Okay, y'all know that I love us for real. Now, I'm going to run my intro because I don't think I did. And we're going to get into the show. Okay? Okay? All right. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
All right, y'all. Let's start it off. Let's get into it. I want to start with Ari Lennox because I kind of touched on it briefly in the last video, which was Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I really want to get into it right here because I've noticed this a lot lately, and this to me it really started to get on my nerves around the Diddy trial. But I feel like collectively as a culture in Black America, in Black American culture, we are a culture, girl. We're a culture in real life and we're a culture on the internet. We talked amongst ourselves. We have our own blogs. We have our own, you know, pages that we frequent, people that we follow. Okay. Some of us all follow the same people. Like we are in a community when we are online amongst other Black people and all of the other people that we are in community with. But y'all know what I mean. Okay. Just like there's a Black Twitter and, you know, there's a Black Instagram, girl. Like there's a Black TikTok. Okay. So I say that to say I have noticed that there is a theme of us collectively having an understanding about certain things or people or chain of events. And now all of a sudden, when somebody says it out loud that might be a little bit more famous than the rest of us, everybody freaks the fuck out. Because I feel like collectively, we have been talking about the colorism in television shows. I have been telling y'all about how nasty Martin was, like how the energy was really more angry and like just the vitriol, the way he treated Gina, the way he treated Pam, the jokes on Pam have been considered colorist since the early 2000s. Like y'all on some bullshit. BDB and all of that always was like, to me, that was never funny. The BDB, like that was never funny. Like that was never funny to me. I never really laughed at that. A lot of the times when he was cracking on Pam, it was timing that made it funny. It would be timing or the way he did it. And a lot of the times it would not be him being funny. It would be her cracking back on him so quickly, using whatever he said, but throwing it right back at him. Like that's what was really funny about those moments. But essentially, Martin was like the Black version of Jim Carrey to some extent. A lot of physical slapstick comedy, throwing yourself around, acting a fucking fool. Primary example of this is the episode with Varnell Hill, where he goes to the show and he's in the audience laughing all goofily and doing all of this dick ridey weird ass shit because he's been told a lie by Varnell. And really, this was him acting out his revenge on Arsenio Hall. shout out to Cole for reminding me about that. But he was trying to get back at Arsenio Hall for calling him out on the type of comedy that he was doing, which at the time people felt like it was like, yes, modern day minstrel show. It was very, I guess, lowbrow. It was very slapstick. It was very immature in the comedy. So I feel like we forget that people were actually saying that shit back then. And I believe that Arsenio Hall said he didn't want Martin on his show because he wasn't famous enough or some shit like that along those lines. And so he created the Varnell Hill show. He even slighted him. He was like, y'all want to give me a big ass? You know, y'all remember that line. So I feel like essentially when you really go back and watch Martin and not just like watch it in the days of knowing every word and enjoying certain moments, but just actually pay attention to it. If you actually paid attention to it, you would see how fucked up he was. And I feel like how much it really influenced, and I'm going to say it again, my generation of millennial women into accepting men being mean to us. That whole, if he pinches you, if he does little mean shit to you, he really likes you shit. Martin was the grown-up version of how men who really are raised to feel that way do not really mature out of that. Not before they ruin marriages and, traumatize children and shit. They might eventually decide to be better people. But ultimately, I feel like Martin really showcased the immaturity of men, and specifically of Black men. Because how the fuck are you making fun of me for the same hair texture that you have? Nigga, we the same skin color. And you sitting up here making fun of me. And for people that was talking to Ari Lennox about, oh, it wasn't colorism, a nigga don't have to make it about your skin tone in order to be colorist. I don't understand why we're now like being lost in the sauce when it comes to this. You don't have to say a dark-skinned joke in order for you to be perceived as bullying somebody for being dark-skinned. I also feel like the nigga was jealous of Carl. In real life, I believe he was jealous of Carl. Carl had been acting since he was Cockroach on fucking Cosby Show. That was huge for Black people. And Martin and them were showing up as the anti-Bill Cosby type of situation, right? So you got Cockroach, Carl coming on there. People could say what they want to about Carl, but Carl is a good-looking man, big, fluffy or not. And I don't even feel like he was that big. He just, a little stocky, a little solid. But nothing about it was like sloppy or anything. So I feel like if you really was looking at Cole for real without the Martin gaze over it, without the dumb shit over it, you like, come on, bro. Let's not do Carl like that. Carl's a nice looking dude. And so I feel like even the way they portrayed the characters were a extension of how Martin was treating them in real life. In real life, they were friends, but they were friends with a narcissist that treated everybody badly and would really get upset when everything wasn't about him. He would make it all about him. Now, when we're watching this in 30 minutes, 21 minutes of actual episode, and a lot of it is funny and good timing and current and relevant, and you have people that have really good chemistry, I feel like it's easy for you to kind of fall into not paying attention to how harmful something with so many bright colors can be. Martin gives bright. Martin gives upbeat. Martin gives funny. It gives light. You know why? Because in comparison to cop and street drama, Martin was considered light. But if you go and actually watch Martin's energy in some of these episodes, he's exhausting, my nigga. He's exhausting. But let me go ahead and play what Ari Lennox had to say.
How much he would go on Pam. Like, I know, like, and this is coming from a girl who I love me a good, like, joking ass movie. And it even when the joking movie is like, damn, like that was fucked up. Like, I'm not like too woke or something is what I'm trying to say. Like I'm honestly not, I'm problematic. I'm pretty problematic, low key. But my point is that
We appreciate
there are
your
some
honesty.
things where I draw the line and it just bothered me, or like, I don't know. It's like, Pam was so fucking beautiful and so fine. And I just feel like growing up as a chocolate girl, like, I don't even know if I was able to understand the greatness of Pam because of the light that I feel like I was being fed. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that pissed me off about Martin was how much he would go on Pam. Like, of just like always going on Pam, always, like, that's all I remember. And I didn't like.
He literally would continuously call Pam an animal in comparison to a woman. He would say very often, my baby's the only woman in here. And really, I feel like that was him having to really dislike her in front of Gina, because he probably wanted Pam, but Pam would never deal with no dumbass nigga like him. I feel like Tisha Campbell's character, I feel like Gina was in La La Land, very delusional in a way that Pam wasn't. Low key, I feel like it's the reflection of growing up in, being a light-skinned girl coming from a 2-parent household. And they never really got into Sheena Arnold's character's family. Like, we never really knew a lot about Pam's like family, as far as I'm concerned. I don't ever remember a Pam family member, y'all. But what I can say is Pam gives, I was either raised by a 2-parent household, but more so a strong mom and maybe a dad that was smart and talked to me, but maybe wasn't in the household. Like, I feel like they had different upbringings. Low key, I feel like Pam was supposed to be Shireen. If anybody remembers, when Tashina Arnold played Sydney on House Party, Martin was also on House Party. Martin wanted Tashina Arnold as his girlfriend because of the time that they spent on House Party. So I personally feel like Tashina Arnold came on like the crazy cousin. Thank you for that. David Allen Greer was her cousin. Yeah. But it was nobody like in her close family. Like, it wasn't a parent. There were no siblings. Versus we met Tommy's daddy. We knew Cole's mama. We knew Martin's mama. We knew Gina's parents. The fact that we never even got a parental or a sibling out of Pam just shows how they did not think about her character. And it's a reflection in the show. It's a reflection in how the show went. Like, it was almost used as a tool to abuse this woman or this archetype of woman, whether it was meant to abuse Tashina Arnold or not, whether Tashina Arnold realized it or not. Yeah, we met Tommy's dad, season 4 or 5. Tommy's dad was the daddy from Good Times, and he was a military man. And remember, he came and they had to do, he was in competition with his daddy the whole episode because his daddy kept flirting. Yeah, John Amos. You remember that episode? Child, see, listen. That's why I feel like I can really talk about this, because I'm a fan. I love the show. It's one of my favorite shows. I have it on DVD, bitch. Y'all don't even have DVDs no more. Heck, we ever saw Big Shirley and Cole Mom. You messed with me. We even. And we saw 2 versions of Big Shirley. The first version of Big Shirley was just a big chested woman that Cole had at Martin's house one time. And then the second time was somebody that they, blew up to this big caricature of a big ass woman that was much taller, bigger, and was beating his ass or something. Low key. And also they joked about it, but Cole's character really does remind you of somebody that was assaulted as a child or sexually, harassed as a child. And then they stop growing at that point. Not that they are actually slow, but that they're delayed because of what happened to them. But yes, AJ Johnson, Shireen from House Party. I think Pam was supposed to be the grown-up version of Shireen. And Shireen is the girl that might have grew up in a hood, but still was smart and made good grades and got a scholarship. Tashina Arnold and Gina were singers also before. Of course, we know that they were on Little Shop of Horrors. You betcha, betcha. Best believe it. Something's gonna get ya. Like, come on now. Like
that. But like, so I feel conflicted because while I feel like the show is incredible,
come on.
and I feel like Martin is a legendary show, and all of the actors and Tommy and like everybody, like legendary, amazing. Like I adore them all. Like you have no idea. And I adore Martin. Like I adore him. It just would piss me off. Like the joking on Pam. I just didn't like that, you know? Like I'll always kind of feel a way about that. Like of just like always.
Well, you know I'm sensitive about my buckshot. You didn't have to go there.
Okay, look, the comments. Girl, go ahead on now. Like,
What
the fuck? That's what I can't stand. Somebody will be saying something so fucking real, and people will be in the comments dismissing it as if it's some bullshit, and it's not. It's not. He never talked about her skin tone. Now her bread, shoes, and weave, yes. Okay, so understand the only reason he talked about her that way is because for one, he wanted her, and for two, she was the dark-skinned girl. In comparison to Gina, he dehumanized her. Like, what are you talking about? He kept referring to her as one of the men. It doesn't have to be, he don't have to call her a blackie in order for us to understand what's happening. Y'all got to stop being so dense and read between the lines, because the way you talk to other people that actually understand the nuance of what's happening here is like they're stupid when you're the one that's actually missing the picture here. The fuck? As a dark-skinned woman, I never felt offended by Martin towards Pam. If anything, their banter and chemistry created some of the most iconic moments on the show. Let's stop reaching. Like, so you think just because you didn't feel bad watching Pam, which honestly I feel like if y'all never felt bad not one time watching the way Martin would go at Pam, something wrong with you. You lack empathy, or you so used to people talking to you like that you think that shit is okay and everybody should just have tough skin to that shit. Fuck all that. Okay? Fuck all that. The girl is absolutely on point in the way y'all are trying so hard and the way y'all like these comments. Like it's almost like bots the way y'all are liking these same stupid ass fucking comments that really, like, you're ignoring what she's saying as if she's also not giving him his flowers. Like, come on. But Pam was also on Martin's ass. No, she did not like him because he was disrespectful, crude, immature, and fucking mean. That's why. And he was. He handled Gina terribly several times. He talked to his own fucking friends messed up. By the time they got to see what that happened at the end of season 4 into season 5, that basically, I mean, not even just then, but so many times, even Cole and Tommy were like, bruh, I don't want to deal with you no more. I'm tired of you talking to me like that. Martin had to keep having episodes where he either got scared to death or there was some moral of the story. But every episode was trying to teach Martin to stop being an asshole to people all the fucking time. Yeah, he would kick them out. He was stingy. He would lie. Like, and when I say stingy, I really mean just because you let them come to your house and eat up the food in your refrigerator, that's because you like company. And you like having niggas around that make you feel like you the one that's actually working hard. And you the one that's actually showing up like a real man, because these niggas got to come and chill at your apartment. When we all know Tommy's place was probably the nicest place out of everybody's. The fact that Tommy showed up every episode jumped shy as fuck, especially the era of the time where Tommy was wearing nothing but like vests and slacks and button-down shirts, the cut of it, the sizing of it, his stature, the way his clothes would fall and move. Like, even when Martin started dressing like that, when them niggas started making money somewhere around season 3, like, they were always styled, but they were more street styled. The way they kind of upped that shit up to that business casual look that we all started to wear in the early 2000s, yeah. That's why people was talking bad about me and my homegirls, like, you know, from our class pictures when we was in high school, talking about we look old. No, bitch. Our faces and bodies look young. Our aesthetic look older because at the time, it was cool to wear business casual everywhere. We wore peplum dresses or peplum tops and fucking A-line skirts. And when I was in high school, I wore slacks and suspenders and wife beaters under it. Like, Like, I'm sorry, you guys, but we dressed up a little bit more back then, which makes us look older, because y'all, kid aesthetic is dressing down all the time. Man, Gina and Pam used to be dressed the fuck down. The suitage was ridiculous. It was on point. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Cut it out. They roasted each other. Move on. Look at y'all having this triggering response to somebody calling out that the fucking sky is blue and the sky is blue. And then she's only expressing her feelings about it. Everyone is just so soft nowadays. It's honestly exhausting. Can't even crack a joke anymore. Pam held her own. Pam holding her own doesn't make it any less fucked up. And we are not soft now. We are emotionally aware in a way that we were not before. Just like y'all know that stupid ass, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be disrespectful. Y'all know that story that y'all believe in the Bible about Eve giving Adam an apple or some fruit from a tree of knowledge, and then once they bit the apple, then they felt shame because they could see that they were nude. When they didn't have that knowledge, they didn't feel any shame. Remember that? So to me, we have now along the way, I don't know when, bit the fucking fruit. And now we are more aware as a society of the things that are actually harmful and fucked up. And I really think it's because we had so many crazy people walking around that people was like, we have to study what the fuck is going on. This shit don't make no sense. Why are y'all acting like this? And then we start studying and we start talking to people and finding out that a lot of them have been abused in several different ways by several different people in their lives. So then we start to figure out that the way you talk to people, the way you handle people, the way you physically deal with people, all of those things can be abusive. And when I say abusive, y'all, I mean like it is an act of emotional or mental violence against another person. I know y'all grew up feeling like words don't hurt, but you know that's a lie, right? Because I'm always saying something that's hurting somebody's fucking feelings on here. A hoe told me I was mean. Yeah, with awareness, you get sensitivity. I also feel like with healing, you grow empathy. Once you because to me, a part of the healing journey that I've gone through is giving myself grace that I wasn't giving myself, realizing that I was hard on myself, just like I'm hard on everybody else. But as soon as I would start to have more empathy for myself and really look at what happened and why I was acting the way I was acting, or why I was feeling, why I still feel the way I feel, the things that I have to battle with in my mind every day in order to be a healthy, whole human being, the reasons why, once I started to sit down and understand that, you get empathy for yourself. You feel sorry for the child of you that had to go through something fucked up with nobody to help them deal with it appropriately. Like you feel bad for yourself. When you start to grab that child and walk that child with you, a lot of the people that's on my wave talk about how they want to love on their inner child. Me and one of the homegirls today, she got a puzzle made of her with the little girl sitting right in front of her, like the inner child inside of her. It is so important to integrate your inner child and to have experiences as an adult. That's why y'all be talking about the Gen Xers, right? Like Diva, you Gen X, right? Gen X and millennials. We keep shit from the 80s and the 90s with us because it is a way of us remembering the happiness, the excitement, the wonder that we would have at certain moments when we were kids. We bring that shit with us. That's why we're not aging like that. That's why we're not aging like that. Because we bring our childhood with us. We don't want to leave the child version of ourselves all the way back there. We bring them motherfuckers up with us. And all of the things that we like to do as kids, like I still will sit there and watch all that and watch the Rugrats. And y'all see me, I'll always have a tee or a sweatshirt on with Buffy on it or some shit like that. I'm gonna always show reverence for the little girl in me and the shit I like back then, and still continue to be that person as I evolve and grow. But once you get to that point where you have that empathy for yourself, you really start to soften your heart and have empathy for other people. Even if it means having boundaries where you can't fuck with them, you can have empathy for them. You can not be mad at them no more. You can look at the culmination of their life and realize why they did what they did to you. But understand that y'all can't walk alongside each other anymore because now we're not on the same frequency. Now we're not on the same path. Now we're doing something different. And so now we can't be together. We can't be friends. We can't be in a romantic relationship, whatever the fuck it is. And even as a society, we can't all be together on some of this shit. Cause some of y'all are refusing to like grow out of the mindsets of the past. And you look at it as people being soft, which is so fucking ignorant. And I thought that we had seen enough after school specials to learn about how the way y'all characterize empathy is a problem. The way y'all don't want to accept how some things are fucked up that you liked growing up. Like David, like what are y'all talking about? Everything that we grew up pedestalizing at one point or another, we've had to see the dark side, the real side, the side that was hidden. Everything has duality. And at some point, y'all gonna have to deal with that fact. Martin was a great show, but essentially, it was stupid sometimes. He was angry. It was harmful. It could have been better. Right, lenses. Right, Diva. Once you could see better, people like watching people like me and people like Diva, Erica De Niro, other people, you know, that help you think and unpack some of this shit because everybody likes to pretend like it's not that deep. You a motherfucking lie. It is that deep. All of it is. All of it is. I know you may not want to take it there. We don't all want to go that deep in the moment, but that doesn't mean that it's not that deep. Anytime somebody tell me it's not that deep, for real, for like about a serious topic that I believe, like colorism and how we grow up being in these fucked up relationships with niggas because we wanted something like what these assholes had. Because remember how much they fucked. No, for real, everything is deep. Like everything is connected. Everything has layers to it. Everything's deep. Like it no matter how you fucking slice it. Like you could try to act like, oh, it's not that deep. Money is absolutely that deep. I could back it all the way up for you if you like me to. Okay? It's always gonna be deep. But yes, even the caricatures of women on Martin's show, Shanae had her shit together. But the way she was promoted like a fucking bully, like an insecure bully, the way, you know what I'm saying? Just a lot of things. The way the mama was presented, coddling him and hating his girlfriend. And him allowing the mama to disrespect the girlfriend. Like we deal with these things. Like what the fuck y'all talking about? We deal with shit like that on a daily basis in our community. Martin was an absolute reflection of where people were mentally at the time. We need y'all to not be in 1993 on some shit, y'all. On some shit. We're going to need for y'all to be in 2025 and stop acting like we still in 1993 with the way y'all think about shit. Please go back and get your colors, okay? Go back and get your crayons, bitch. Go back and get all of your little favorite things, but stop romanticizing it. Look at it clearly sometimes, y'all. It'll be okay. You could still like it. Speaking of shit that's coming back and I don't know how to feel, Tyler Perry obviously waited until the most opportune time to release that they are doing the table draft, which means they are 2 weeks away from completing the film. For Why Did I Get Married Again? Now, if y'all didn't watch this specific Tyler Perry film, you missed out. Because this is when the shit was real good, okay? This is when he had Tasha up there, and Tasha is such a good actress and also a good like artist developmenter. Like I feel like Tasha and her sister work with other actors, and when they are on a set of anything, it is automatically like pulled up. Anything that Tasha is in, even if it's hood, it's gonna have a a shine to it. It's gonna have a ethic to it. It's gonna have a vibe to it. Polish. It's gonna have a polish to it. Anything that Tyler Perry did with Tasha was polished to a degree that some of his other shit may not always be. Okay? Now, I just feel like at certain times, I feel like I hate the fact that he's like purposefully giving us cheap in some, you know, in some area. But again, how else do you be a billionaire and hoard wealth if we don't have cheap portions of our movies, right? Like, what else are we supposed to do to stay billionaires besides cheap out on wigs and storylines and writers and you know, fucking labor laws? We got to cheap out on these things. How else are we going to be a billionaire? Okay, able to tell our family that I don't have $1 million for you, you broke bitch. Okay, how am I supposed to be able to tell my aunt that if you're not going to work, your ass is fired, Charlene? Like, how? How else? If we don't cut the corners. All right? But I love the Why Did I Get Married franchise for the most part. That second one, they took that shit completely off the rails, and I barely ever watch it. But I watched the first one so fucking much that it's one of the ones you know by heart. I'm going up this mountain to save my marriage. Okay, she can't go out there and find another man because she's sleeping with yours, Sheila. Okay, we all got some damn secrets at this table. Hold up, don't start doing that. No, wait a minute. Why don't you tell Angela that you got BD? You got BD? Who'd you get it from, Keisha? Oh no, you didn't get it from Keisha. You got it from Walter. I been got a shot. I was just waiting on you to say something. Boom. That's right. Like, yeah, okay, we've all been there. We love it. But I feel like this is a way to pull those of us that's not fucking with him right now back in. Because the way I have refused to watch that new Medea movie on Netflix, and I'm only refusing for the moment. I'm sure I'll be loaded and happy and bored and like, man, let me see what the fuck Medea talking about. Because the truth of the matter is Medea is usually my favorite thing. Right up until Acrimony. And you know what? I'm going to do that for y'all. I'm going to watch Acrimony and I'm going to give that to y'all in a review in August. Okay? Because I think that is the moment that Tyler Perry fell off the wheels. Like he fell off the train, he fell off the tracks, and the shit just stopped growing. Because at first I feel like because I'm one of them people that was watching his plays. Like, I'm from New Orleans. His plays played out at the Sanger all the time. We went to his plays, and then they sold bootleg DVDs of the plays until he started coming out with his own DVDs, and then we bought those too. You know what I'm saying? We had this shit on VHS tape, used to play it in the shop. Like, listen to me. Okay, the New Orleans people was down here absolutely supporting Tyler Perry through all of his plays. And then when his movies came out, Diary of a Mad Black Woman. The second one was Medea's Family Reunion. I never forget it because it happened right after Katrina. It was it might have been the end of 05 or the beginning of 06 when that movie came out. Either way, I remember feeling I felt like I was so depressed at the time. I remember I just felt bad all the time. Like I just felt unbearably bad all the time. And it was like I couldn't escape it. And watching that movie was like relief for the 2 hours and some change or however long the movie was that I watched it. It was relief. It allowed me to forget. So I always fucked with him because of that. But over time, the exploiting the worker shit, I can't get jiggy with that shit. The having these same characters, being really sadistic in your writing and not really offering anybody the happy ending or the good lesson that they should be learning at the end, almost in a way of wanting to keep people in a certain state of annoyance. You want to keep them in a certain state of being mad or aggravated about the storyline. And something about that I find manipulative and sadistic. Okay. There was like in movies, and I think it started happening specifically around Acrimony. The Family That Prays was another one that, because it had this, like, it felt like it had some meaning to it. It felt like it had some heart to it. And I feel like that probably was because of the actors that he had in that movie. But if he doesn't get people that are going to force him to up the ante through their acting and who they are in Hollywood, like, if it's just going to be regular people, it felt like a full story. Yes, it did. Beginning, middle, and end. Bad guys get what they deserve, and we don't have to get emotionally beat the fuck out of the entire time. The way I realized how much he likes to do this is when I was recently watching Divorce Sisters, and I really be watching it just to see what he gonna do sometimes, right? And that's a gift within itself. But when I'm watching it, I'm starting to pay attention to the way my heart rate is fluctuating as I'm watching it, how I'm getting upset. And it's like he'll have this rising thing of, you'll just jolt up to somebody saying something fucked up, plateau to a boring, regular sexual scene, then have another part that makes you upset, plateau, something sexual, boring scene, plateau, and I'm sorry, not plateau, shoot back up. Now we mad again, and we come, like it's consistently like, but the spaces in between aren't making you feel good the way the spaces are making you feel bad, right? So when you start to recognize that, it starts to become something that feels like abuse to the audience. Because how do you feel when you're watching it? Like somebody is talking to you terribly. Y'all act like you don't feel the emotions of the character, especially with Tyler Perry. The Tyler Perry will have these men talking to women in such a disrespectful, fucked up manner, and everybody will be sitting around saying and doing not a goddamn thing. And just you watching that shit will infuriate you. And then you just keep coming back to see, is it ever going to be fixed? Is it ever going to be better? It's like being in an abusive relationship where you might have like good times and all of that, but they make you feel so bad. And once you get on that cycle of abuse with them, you keep coming back because of the option that it may get better. I realized that's what we were doing with his movies and shit. We would we would watch it and be like, man, this shit was terrible. And then we would come back the next time to see if it actually got any better. Like we were always hopeful that it was going to get better. And because we had moments with him, like Medea's family reunion, like The Family That Prays, we had these moments with him where it felt like the work was getting better. He was so consistent, like you're enjoying it. And now I'm starting to feel like the entire thing was an act of abuse. The love bombing stage of the movies that we really have this emotional attachment to. And then all of the subsequent works that as time went on start to get less good. It start to feel less good to watch. Like, and then you get to, what's that show that's like a cult that he came out with that's on BET Plus? Then we get there and all of the Queen's Men, and we're like, what the fuck is happening now? What are we doing now? Ruthless, yeah. Now we get to a point where the abuse is so consistent, you barely feel good when you watch these movies sometimes. There was even a point when he had us laughing at this shit. Ashtray, bitch. Like that, what the fuck? You laugh at these things, but what the fuck is going on? The way we laugh at abuse. The way we laugh at abuse, as long as it's preposterous with a bad haircut. Like, what the fuck? I love all the Queen's Men. Okay, now think about it. Are you up to date on that show? And how dark does it feel when you watch it? Like, it's dark as fuck. I'm not saying that some of it isn't good, but some of it is so dark and like physically makes you cringe. For instance, in the first season, when the dudes was talking about how they would tie off their penises to keep them hard so it would obstruct the blood flow to their penis, and when dudes kept doing that, they would all of a sudden start to get these issues with their dick that was really painful. We needed to live through that. These last couple of seasons have been so fucking dark, and then they start adding in like random people out of nowhere that's connected to somebody that we knew for 5 minutes somewhere along the line. Jasmine's Blues, yeah, that was terrible. That pissed me off real bad. Yes. Most of Tyler Perry's works are dark-sided no, for real. They really are. But at the beginning, I feel like it was more of a balance to it. But I feel like just the way his beard and his hair look darker now than they ever were before, so is the energy of his content. He's also gotten richer. You know? But I'm definitely still gonna see this shit if it come out. It says table draft, which tells me that they're actually practicing right now to film this shit within the next month and have it out by next year. Y'all know how Tyler do. It don't take long. It might be on Netflix by next month. Okay? But yeah, y'all, that's where we at with that. Let's get a palate cleanse right quick. Okay, so before I start this clip, I really want y'all to understand, watching this clip of Eve made me feel like I feel so justified in how that was my girl. Like, above anybody else, y'all. I don't care. I don't care who the female rapper was. Early 2000s, Eve was my favorite rapper. She was the first album that I bought with my own money, was her very first album, Let There Be Eve. And I listened to it so much. I know all of the words. Even the songs like in the middle to the end of the album that were really done for some niggas. Right before you get to my bitches that'll change the locks, my bitches that'll cut up your clothes. Okay, before you get to that part. And like I'm a consistent follower. Like I have all of her albums. Like I am a follower. Like, do y'all, of her music. That oh my God, y'all, one of my favorite songs that she did on the third album, that Irresistible Chick. I love the way you are. That irresistible. Oh my God, like when she entered into that realm, the feel of her music was just always so good to me. Like, Eve has such a good vibe to what she was doing in her music. It felt authentic. It was real. It really was the last of that, if you ask me. It was the last of the real authentic, I'm making this music from a real place rapper, like female rapper. And I do feel like some of the girls are doing that more so now. But once Trina took over, and then we got Nicki Minaj, and because Trina was like the last one standing of that late 90s, early 2000s, right? She keeps standing for a little while, and then she becomes like a socialite, and then helps all of these weird ass white people that become billionaires off of her back. Everybody forgets that everybody was coming in the doors through Trina. When Trina and Lil Wayne was together, all of a sudden, like, there come the Kardashians, they friends, they hanging out with Trina, they hanging out with Kelly Rowland, like that type of shit. But Eve was one of the last like female rappers that held their own, like for real, in a real way. The music was so thoughtful. It was thoughtful. And she kept like expanding and creating new sounds. And I love that for her. Even in that last album she came out with, which I really love. What was my favorite song for that? Oh, she bye, oh, she bye, oh, she bye. She, very much continues to evolve in music, even without always having to do it. And she wasn't over sexualized, but she did have a sexiness to her music. She did have a, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was a sexuality to it without it being overly sexual. That was my girl. Like, that was my girl. There are a few people that I fashioned myself after growing up. Eve was one of them, and Eva Pickford was the other. Not now, girl, but then.
Are you living the soft? Are you like the poster girl for the soft life right now?
Yes, in a way that yes, because I worked on myself. So it's not just soft life because of the man I'm with, because some people have this idea of what my life is because of this man or whatever. It's because I fucking worked hard on my own shit.
That is perception, by the way. You married the billionaire,
Oh,
and you
gosh.
have figured out a life, and you've chosen it for life. Down yonder,
but
overseas.
But yeah, that's because everybody says that. And I'm like, first of all, before I met him, and he's not a billionaire. I need to clear that up. He's not a billionaire. He ain't broke, but I ain't broke either. So I'm not gonna be with a broke dude.
Heard you.
You know what I mean? So but he's, you know, before I met him, I was doing work. But because I have him, it helped me do better work because he's a good dude. I'm like really lucky. Like, but beyond that, people who know me intimately, my friends, know that I don't stop working on myself. So I do all do all the things. I do the healing. I do the acupuncture. I do the spinal energetics. I do the Reiki. I do the breath work. I do that's my life. That's who I am for real. Yeah.
You've done the work on you.
I do the work. Yeah.
Nobody has come along and fixed you or healed you.
Nobody can fix nobody. Period. Anyway, that's just
damn. Somebody I don't know who's watching this right now, but somebody needed to hear that real bad.
No, because some stupid ass nigga just recently said that he could. Oh, who was that? Was that Rutimi? That was like a good man can heal a woman. He can, nigga, please. You can help in her healing, but you cannot heal her. That's ridiculous. Okay. But shout out to Eve. She's always been my girl. Okay. Shannon Sharp was fired from ESPN. I'm not happy about anybody losing a job, but I do feel like you niggas be out here unnecessarily doing dumb shit. Like, did you have to go get a 19-year-old? You couldn't go and get a 30-something-year-old woman that still looks young? No, because I guess she wouldn't want to do child please. There are absolutely white women who would have wanted to do race play with you that was actually old enough to handle their shit appropriately, but you wanted to be in some toxic relationship where outside of the scene you was able to control. You wanted to have that type of relationship with somebody because there's no other reason for why you wasn't just with some grown ass woman who still looks young. You know, like, come on, like, don't nobody care either. Like, enough is enough. Enough is enough. And there's gonna be somebody somewhere. Oh, but they still got this white man up there. And so you think Uncle Tom shucking and jiving, big teeth smiling ass, big booty having Shannon Sharp don't know what these white boys think? He does. He does. He likes to fashion himself behind them. He ain't no different from Kanye when it come to that. They really think getting to a level of richness is obtaining whiteness, and they're so delusional. Delusional. Gilbert Arenas now facing federal charges after allegedly running a high-stakes poker ring out of his Encino mansion with 5 others. Y'all could tell me if I'm wrong. But when he came to Angel Reese's defense, I felt like he wasn't being honest. I don't know why, but I felt like I felt like he, you know, something dishonest was happening there. And now this story comes out, and I feel like this might be why, because nobody is going to help you retain your shit. Nobody's going to fight for you in the comments like black women. Nobody's going to put on capes for you like black women. I don't know why, but I think Gilbert Arenas is one of the most disrespectful, ain't shit ass niggas ever. So when he came to Angel Reese's defense against JR3 or whatever the fuck that goofy looking nigga's name is, RG3. Yeah, RG3. When that happened, I remember thinking to myself, wait a minute, you disrespectful and don't like women either. Since when are you coming to somebody's, like, when the last time you know what I mean? What? I don't recall you having respect for women around here. So that didn't make no sense to me. And now I feel like, oh, you was doing that because you wanted people to be softened to you when this story came out. That's what it feel like. That's what it felt like. Yeah, it felt like he was pandering because they was about to get up on his ass. And whenever niggas get in trouble, they like to reach for the people that's always trying to save some nigga. And that's the black woman. Yeah, that's so sad that you was doing something extremely illegal as to having a high stakes poker ring about your Encino mansion. I'm sure you're not the only one doing it. I wonder what you did to get caught. Something tells me you did something to get caught. All right, y'all. I saw it in the comments. Seems like Drika Gates finally files for divorce. TMZ reports rapper Kevin Gates is getting served because his wife just filed for divorce. Drika Gates, who used to manage Kevin, beelined it to court Wednesday and filed for divorce from Kevin after 9 years of marriage. In the docs obtained by TMZ, Drika lists the date of separation as July 10th. Bitch, this July? And she's going with the boilerplate irreconcilable differences as the reason for the split. Kevin and Drika have 2 minor children, 12 and 11, and Drika is seeking joint legal and physical custody of the kids. Drika is also seeking spousal support, and she checked the box to terminate the court's ability to award spousal support toward Kevin. It's unclear if there is a prenup. There probably isn't a prenup. But yeah, girl, congratulations. About time. Diva, since you in here, before I get back to telling y'all why I feel like it's such a good thing. Diva, before I need to tell you, girl, because I didn't got my little medical marijuana card. So whenever I go down to the dispensary, girl, I take trips down to the dispensary now. Okay. And I'm always thinking about you whenever I be like, I'm about to go down to the dispensary. I'm about to go make a little trip to the dispensary. Okay, we'll pick up my prescription. Okay. Little reefer. But yeah, y'all, I'm so happy for Drika because to me, I feel like there was no way that she was happy in this situation. It was embarrassing. He's an energy vampire. And I also feel like the type of abuse that he would put a woman under, it would probably take a long time for her to connect back to herself and get away from him and like make a clean, for real split. Okay. But yeah, I'm glad. I'm so glad that she filed for divorce. This man has been just a soul suck and embarrassing as fuck. And I bet you they've had this toxic, abusive relationship. And I'm saying abusive because I think Kevin is mentally and emotionally abusive. I think he enjoys playing games with people's emotions. It often felt like a lot of the things that he was doing with Brittany Renner was to get back at Drika for not being that type of woman or something. Like Drika, because to me, every time every time he would go viral for something with Brittany, right after I would see some posts from Drika where it's her promoting one of her businesses and looking all carefree on a boat in a bikini, fresh face, no makeup, body tea, like just looking amazing, right? And you could tell that she's in a space of healing and growth. Just like Eve said, it gives that you're doing the sound baths and the Reiki healing and the acupuncture and all of the shit. I really want to do acupuncture, but I'm scared that it's going to hurt. But I really want to do acupuncture because I hear good things about it. Anyway, he is vulgar. And he does that shit intentionally. If you actually look at his eyes, I know that look, and it's a look, it's a menacing look. It's mischievous, diabolical, if you will, intentionally about the fuck with your head because they have fun having that amount of power over another person as to have your feelings moving to and fro and have you dicked out here on, all over the place for him. Like he's the type of person that really enjoys having that type of power over a woman and feeds off of it as well. And he's always in a position to present himself to get the next bitch. So he's never going to be too outwardly disrespectful. So I feel like the way he is disrespectful is probably in a way that we have never really seen. The way he feels to me is somebody that can cut deep, hard, and low. So it doesn't hurt. That's what y'all say. Okay, I'm gonna believe y'all. Let me get it one day. But I definitely feel like this is a signifier that times are changing and the girls are waking up. Even the ones of y'all whose marriages have been put on pedestals for whatever reason, The girls are waking up, because honestly, Kevin Gates is not a good partner. I don't care what nobody talking about. And it looks really weird. It looks really weird for a woman to still be married to a man that is going around acting the way he is. Especially when you seem to be a woman who has self-respect and loves herself. Like, if you love yourself and have self-respect, then being with an energy like Kevin, like, shows that you're still not where you need to be yet. You're not what you're portraying all the way. So letting go of him is probably going to push her business further even more so, because anytime he does something, and this is how I felt. I follow her. I love her brand. I haven't bought anything yet, but I really want to support her brand because I love her aesthetic. I love the no makeup, fresh face, just natural beauty thing. That's my frequency, girl. I like it, right? But essentially, whenever I'm reminded that she's still married to him and still connected to him in that way, it makes you feel like there's something about her that's not honest, if that's how she's still moving. So yeah, I definitely can't wait to see what we get from her now that she's moving on like Maya. Now, let's press on, y'all. Let's press on. I want to have this conversation about Drea Michelle, because I personally feel like we should be looking at men and women the same way when it comes to them taking advantage of kids and being manipulative and all of that. But sometimes, not all the time and not every time, but more often with women than men, I feel like this is not as much of a big deal as y'all are making it out to seem. And I'm saying that because I'm being honest and saying that I'm biased in this fact, because I really do feel like when women are with younger men, it is not with the same control mechanism that older men have with younger women. It's not for the same reasons. And I think that men often like to project that, but I really feel like it's not the same. I do feel like on some level, Drea at 40 is probably sexually extremely compatible with a 23-year-old who has already amassed a fortune and has a lot of responsibility because he's an athlete. I believe that being an athlete means that when it comes to the business of family, there's a level of maturity that's already there. Not as a person, not emotionally, but when you are an athlete, you are now signing contracts. You're going to practice at the same time. You're adhering to a strict diet. There is a level of discipline and organization that a 20-something-year-old athlete will have that a regular 20-something that's maybe working, maybe not working in school, like they would have a different situation going. Do I feel like most 40-year-olds should try to be in relationships with 23-year-olds? Absolutely fucking not. I do not think that that's okay for everybody. But I also feel like Drea still looks very young. So it's not the same thing as the mental manipulation that men need to put young girls under in order for you to lay on top of her and do your business with your unattractive ass. Okay? Let's be very clear. It be ugly, out of shape old niggas with young women that want to be taken care of because they have daddy issues or they want some fucking money. That's what really be going on. But do y'all know what happened when women are in relationships with older men? They still go and fuck younger men. Or they go and fuck the older men who can fuck. But ultimately, it's a lot of y'all unattractive, fat, ugly, disrespectful niggas that will have some beautiful woman on your arm, not because she wants to fuck you, but because she wants to be taken care of. And you know that, nigga. You know that. She's not financially equipped and you're not physically equipped. That's the trade-off. That's the trade-off. You get to be fat, ugly, and disgusting while having a pretty young woman, and she gets to be beautiful and well taken care of. But please understand, sexually, she's always going to want somebody that is attractive to her. And so for me, I feel like it's not the same thing as a 20-something-year-old man that's attractive and has his shit together financially getting into a relationship with a 40-year-old woman that still looks like she's in her 20s. Like, I'm just saying, and the bitch brain might still work like she's in her 20s. But like, even on this picture, Drea does not look that much older than this man. You see what I'm saying? You know, I know her son and her boyfriend are almost the same age. I do feel like it's weird. I'm not arguing with you about that. Again, I would not do this. I ain't met somebody that young that mine was good enough for me to want to sit, because I like to talk to people. You know what I'm saying? I'm a sapiosexual. I'm attracted to motherfuckers' minds and spirits and shit. Like, and a lot of the times I need conversation in order to get to a place where I want to fuck somebody. So for me, I feel like if I was a bird brain that still looked very young, I probably would be suitable with a young nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know, nah, Bondi, you're absolutely biased about the situation. Okay, that's fine. That's absolutely fine that you feel that way. But I still feel like their situation is not the same thing to me as Shannon Sharp with that 19-year-old girl, or it's not the same thing as Corey Holcomb saying that he likes to go climb on top of poor women and do his business. It's not, to me, these two people are both actively understanding that they want to be in this relationship together. I feel like there's never going to be a point where this nigga is going to get older and feel like, damn, that was disgusting. Why was I ever with her? He's not going to feel like that. He's not going to feel like that. But a man and a woman, women, absolutely. I tell you no lie. I know women that have been with men and they age out, get into their 30s and look at that nigga like, I can't believe I was with that nigga. And more importantly, why the fuck would he want to be with my young ass? Because once you get to a certain age, you like, I don't want to fuck with nobody younger than me. Why the fuck was this nigga fucking with me when I was that young? Because he a lame. Because he a lame. That's usually how that go. But there is something about their dynamic that makes me feel like it's not an abusive situation the way or a emotionally unhealthy situation. It doesn't feel that way. I don't know these people. I don't know their relationship, but they might be one of the few examples of a older woman and a young man where I feel like that nigga want to be there. She's not manipulating him into being there. He wants to be there. And she had a baby. They're still together. And I also feel like the way she probably has to take care of him as an older woman and him being a younger man, y'all would want a woman to take care of a man like that anyway. Because look how y'all react when Keisha Kaur was over there talking about cleaning up behind Gucci's nasty ass. I think I talked about Karrueche and Deion Sanders yesterday. Like, it is a huge age difference. And I do wonder what you want with a nigga that don't have no toes or no bladder. But ultimately, Karrueche is the same age with me. If I wanted to be with a 50-year-old, that would be okay. I don't want to be. I haven't met one that I wanted to be with. But shit, not saying that there may not be one. Okay, I think it all depends on the person. But I'm almost 40 years old. At 37, I'm almost 40 years old. I can decide to be in a relationship with a 50-year-old. I think that's fine. Again, I don't know why you would want to be with a nigga with no bladder and no toes. But by all means, have your relationships, girl. I ain't got time to be worrying about what no grown-ass people doing. I just feel like the way younger women are put at a disadvantage, and even why they're in those relationships sometimes, is because they are looking for a father figure in older men. And older men are looking for someone who is immature and doesn't know what the fuck is going on so that they can exploit that. I feel like anything Drea got out of a 23-year-old, she could get out of an older man. But who wants to deal with an older man in order to get it? Like, the younger man probably is easier to deal with, probably nicer. Let's watch.
At the absolute opposite of
always forget to pack when I travel.
Underwear.
What? No.
Okay, what?
I'll probably forget like some socks or like deodorant or something. I'll probably forget my deodorant or like maybe a charger. Never underwear. That's crazy.
Okay.
Do you think I'll forget underwear?
Wow, what a lovely, wholesome conversation between a mother and her son. I love. You said what? They're a couple. A couple of what? They're together. Like together in this interview, right? A baby. Is he not the baby? Ain't she 40? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I assume happens when people that have no idea who either of these people are watch these interviews that they continuously push onto us. I'm sure whoever put them up to this interview, you see, this is why.
Which one of us thinks they're the better driver?
I mean, I think I'm the better driver.
I think that your driver's license is a true depiction of what kind of driver you are. Okay. I mean, if you want this point, I'm gonna give it to you, but
I'm taking it because
Okay.
you drive like.
I mean, I've had a driver's license like your whole life.
I don't care. I'm taking it.
And it's whole. Which one of us thinks they're
To me, I think they're showing an ability to laugh at each other, laugh at the age difference. They're not like lying about it or unaware of it.
who slid into whose DMs first?
I slid in your DM.
We know, Cleopatra. We know they slide in the older women's DMs.
Thank you. Did everyone hear
That's
that?
the story I tell, anyways.
Oh, okay. I'm just
No, because everybody automatically assumes that she's out here with Cougar Cat looking for the next young kid to put wet coochie on and suck them up and take her teeth out and swallow them whole and just take them home and lock them in a house and take their check. That's what y'all think. Instead of thinking that a bitch is walking around looking like a young woman and is attractive and is available and he got money now and the young man is nice looking. So I'm very confused. Niggas be mad when women do the same shit they do.
just clarifying things.
I hope you know the part of our story. I hope that part is in here too. So,
I mean, we're working on this one right now. You got that one right. That's a point for you.
ask Dre some questions from Gen Z. What does my ball mean?
My ball?
Yeah,
My ball?
my ball.
I don't know. It's my turn. Like, I don't know. My ball?
Like this my ball. My ball right here.
What?
My ball.
What is that? I never heard
I'm
that.
too old for
Yeah,
that. What the fuck
you
does
my
that mean?
ball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my ball. What does mid mean?
Like mediocre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's alright.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm.
Which rapper did Kai Cenat not recognize at the BET Awards?
Wale.
What's a Finsta?
Fake Instagram.
Ask Dre some
Like Dre don't know what a Finsta is. To me, this is hilarious. I think it's rage bait.
Drea, are you serious? So I saw this comment yesterday when I was outside and not door dashing like you said I did in your previous comment.
She ate his ass up. I don't even want to hear all of what he said. Do we have to hear all of what he said, y'all? Y'all can go watch his content. I'm gonna say what she said. You on your own, you on your how many it's video about me? You're on my dick. Relax. Are you monetizing on this when you're not DoorDash driving? Nobody is selling shit to you. I had to make sure, y'all. It could have been anything. My relationship is mine. It's weird that you're so bothered by it. I know you're getting views, but damn, you're tiring. One more thing, this is ageist. No different from being homophobic. You can't be woke about one thing, babe, and not the other. Discrimination is discrimination. Imagine if somebody told you you couldn't love who you wanted to because they felt it was wrong. Okay.
Drea, are you serious? So I saw this comment yesterday when I was outside and not door dashing like you said I did in your previous comment. You said that I must be monetized on here and then DoorDash on the side. Yeah, I saw that comment too. Did you just compare ageism to homophobia? Like you actually typed this and then hit send. First of all, there is a word for what you're doing with that young man, and it is not ageism. It starts with a P. And if you were a man, that is the word that people would use to describe you, sister. Like you choosing, you making the conscious decision to talk to somebody significantly younger than you and me calling it out is not ageist, babe. Discrimination is discrimination. You are actually cuckoo.
Hold up. He is funny. I want to hear it though.
At the absolute opposite effect. At one point in this interview, she made a joke about having a driver's license longer than he has been alive. You had legal credentials that allowed you to be behind the wheel of a fucking automobile before he was even conceived. Yep. So it's the fact that you are aware that he is significantly younger than you, and you think that it's a joke. Like, it is clear that you are leaning into this intentional age gap that y'all have. Yes. And I think that that's pretty fucking weird, because no matter how much y'all try to sell this relationship to us, the dynamic is always going to be that of a fucking mother and her son. Like, there's no way that
to be clear, most relationships between grown women and adult women and men are mothers and their sons. Like, I hate to tell y'all that, but this age thing doesn't matter.
She can't feel
like in that sense. Men are still being babied in their relationships, just to be clear.
Like she's raising another child. Like, he forgets to pack fucking underwear. And the thing is, he absolutely does forget to pack underwear. He was just embarrassed that she actually said that. He was embarrassed because she actually told the truth, because 9 times out of 10, when he does forget to pack his underwear, he calls her like a son would a mother. At the absolute,
or like a husband would a wife.
Opposite effect.
I'm just saying, sir. I'm just saying, like, that's low key why I didn't want to hear his perspective, because I could already tell that he don't even understand that wives do the same shit for their husbands. Like, because today earlier, because I had my schedule all fucked up and I went over there to my lash stylist, my esthetician, and she wasn't there. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I look at my phone and realize it's not Thursday, it's Wednesday. And so I called Lyric, like, bro, I'm fucking tripping. Because I wasn't feeling good last night. So I'm like, my mind fucked up. I'm tripping. And he was like, babe, since you over here, can you bring me something to eat? So I went and got the man something to eat. And then, like a true, lover of their person and knowing what they like, they have like the Happy Gilmore 2 cups. And I was like, oh, he would love that. He loves Adam Sandler movies. He loves Happy Gilmore. So I got him a Happy Gilmore cup and then went and waited for him. And he came while he was on his lunch break and sat in my car and ate his food and we talked and shit. And I just kind of feel like that's what wives do sometimes. Like, and that's what husbands do sometimes too. If I forget something, damn, babe, I forgot this. Can you come bring that to me? Like, that happens all the time. So I feel like the actual commentary is, you know what I'm saying? Like, the actual commentary is like, maybe you don't know what it's like to be in relationships, but people be, especially if you niggas be forgetting stuff all the time. Okay. But not like that. But yeah, no. And it does get annoying sometimes. Like, it does get annoying. Please don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I feel like I be forgetting shit too sometimes. It's okay. But that's what happens in relationships. So the reason for why they were saying this relationship is not making sense because it looks like a mother and son, I'm like, it actually really doesn't look like a mother and son to me. And I don't know why y'all continue to say that. I think, and another thing, the reason why she's leaning into it is because this is her responding to low key. As long as y'all have found out that them people were together, y'all have been attacking Drea. Y'all will drag Drea into shit that ain't got nothing to do with her. I'm more than sure her mentions are full of people constantly saying crazy shit to her on a daily basis because they find out at any given time that she's in a relationship with this young ass dude. And I have never been one to feel like Drea makes the right decisions all the time. Please don't misunderstand me, y'all. I do not feel that way. But I also feel as if in this instance, she seems to be somebody that's just living a grown ass life with a young person, but still a grown person. Because at any point, I feel like if that young man don't want to be in that relationship, he's just gonna go and it's gonna be fine. and he's going to have his money and his career, and he's going to move on and probably get a even better bitch because he was with her first. Like, they're not married. So just like I don't feel no ways about Karrueche and Dion, because I feel like, you know, at least at this point, I don't feel no type of way about it. I actually feel like more so I will worry about the dynamics of the relationship because of the type of people that they are, but not because of their age. I would be worried because Karrueche seems to be somebody that likes abusive personalities. And I would be worried about Dion because Dion seems to be somebody that likes to talk to people crazy all the fucking time. So when you put certain types of personalities together, I do feel like, yeah, that's something to worry about. But I for some reason, when I look at their relationship, I feel like y'all are really just not hating, but y'all are doing that thing where y'all have an overreaction to something when a woman does it versus when it's something that a man does all the time. And we actually have to draw lines in the fucking sand about when this shit is fucked up. And just come to an agreement that what we've learned is that niggas really do use that age difference, even when they're in their 20s. They're not even fully grown yet. But as soon as a nigga get 26, he will go and find some 19, 20-year-old girl to get into a relationship with because he's too fucking lame to get into a relationship with a girl his own age. Like, that's happening all the time. All the time. And then when it comes to like women, I feel like women aren't really like for real. I don't think women are allowed to just be living on niggas' couches in any houses like that. Even if women are constantly with rich men, they usually will be okay on their own and have their own places and shit because you can't depend on men in that way. Not at large. I don't see men like really. I don't see women moving in and out of men's apartments as much as I see men moving in and out of women's apartments. Women will have the apartment. She'll have the steady job. She'll have the car. She'll have the same number from when she was in high school. He'll be the one that keep getting broke ass cars. He'll be the one that can't keep a job. He'll be the one that's on her sofa. And when they break up, he didn't found another bitch and he move in with her. Or he'll be at his parents' house until he get the next one pregnant. And then he'll move in with that one. Or until then he'll be at home. Yeah, women aren't allowed to just have potential. So I feel like, even though I do feel like when women do this, sometimes they are doing it for the same reason so that they can be manipulative to a younger person. I don't necessarily feel that way about Drea because I feel like Drea might really still be immature mentally. And I feel like she still looks very young. And I feel like ultimately, the shit that happened with that house let me know that she ain't over there raping that nigga pockets. So I don't have no problems. I also feel like in our patriarchal society, I don't know what y'all think men are supposed to do with money if they're not going to share it with some woman whenever he's with that woman. What else do y'all have money for? Like, what's the point? What's the point of you having money? Y'all niggas don't be even wanting money like that until y'all decide y'all want to get a certain type of woman. A lot of y'all be in fucking apartments with no furniture, no decor, okay? Until you get a woman sitting up there, you know, acting like you was doing shit before you got with a woman. Yes, women usually want the dick. Or they really like them. There's something sweet about them that you feel like you're not going to get from an old bitter ass man. The truth of the matter is, I'm starting to think that everything they made us believe about women, even though there are women that fit that archetype, is more often right about men than women. Like, I am starting to feel like men are more often the bitter ones. I see men be more vengeful and go out of their way to be bitter about not being with somebody more than women. I think women can really easily, a lot of the times, move on, especially if they were always a good woman and a man was taking advantage. It's so easy for a woman to find another halfway decent nigga not too long after you, especially if you live in the South and you're, you know, you could deal with a certain level of fuckery. Yeah, like you're easily going to be able to find somebody with a job that's going to, you know, knock your shit loose, pay some bills, take you out to eat, take you out to dance or some shit, have a good time. He might be a hoe, but he going to be a good time. And you probably gonna get treated better in that dynamic than you ever did in a marriage when you was trying to be all loyal and hold a nigga down and just be the twos of y'all and all of that shit. Yeah, nah. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. So even though I do understand this perspective on the situation, I do feel like there's a level of y'all hating on the fact that Drea still looks like that. First of all, that nigga look like that. And that she didn't age out and now all of a sudden be out here, you know, scratching and surviving good times because she didn't spend her early years working a job or going to school like y'all said everybody was supposed to do. I don't know. I feel like, you know, if you are a beautiful woman, you usually standing next to a man, honestly, we wouldn't even know who this nigga was. Like, he will be more famous and probably will have more. If he's an athlete, having more eyes on you in social media is good for business because it means you become more valuable in the marketplace. People knowing your face and knowing who you are outside of sports means that more people will buy product that you are promoting. She is making him more valuable, just as I feel like he probably making her, you know, giving her more of what she want. She want young, good dick. She probably wanted to have another baby now that she is more toned down. Like, it is definitely giving this a mutually beneficial situation, but let's not act like him being with her doesn't put more eyes on him based on the clout that she came with and her beauty. Being next to a beautiful woman that looks like Drea, no matter whether she is 40 or 20, is always good for a man to have. Like, be fucking for real. Erica, thank you for the super chat, boo. We are a resource. Women don't go to men to recharge. They go to other women. Men don't go to men to recharge. They find a woman. We are the resource. That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. Child, the charge I get from being around other women is like none other. Even when it comes down to being around my family. So let's move on. So I want to talk about this. I want to talk about DDG's brother Dub and what happened with his son Woo Wop on one of recent live that they did, because apparently all of the niggas in the house are streamers. And I believe Woo Wop was the little boy that he was using before Holly gave him Halo. And I also feel like DDG, when y'all keep talking that shit, he loves his kids, he's a good father. I think that's bullshit. I think y'all don't know people and y'all don't pay attention to personality traits in order to deduce the type of people that they are based on how they act. I can. And for me, I feel like you just want a child to exploit because children get more views. Now, I didn't save the page and the lady didn't go back and forth with me, so I let it go. But I came across somebody's page, and honestly, I thought it was a repost. I didn't realize I was posting on their actual page. But a restaurant owner that does family content. And the one that caught me was this video of the little girl in a car, and the dad is saying that he ain't got no money. And why would you ask me to take you to get something to eat if you ain't got no money? And she on the phone, daddy's saying he ain't got no money, mama. Can you send me $50, please? Because he really working on my nerves. And then she gets out the car and he's like, you know, I don't know why you asked me to bring you somewhere if you ain't got no money. So, of course, the people that don't know them and this is popping up on their For You page, I'm one of those people. I start reading the comments because I like to know what's going on before I comment. And people in the comments that know these people are like, everybody getting all mad. Ha, 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 ha. You know, y'all really enjoy when rage bait works. Y'all are weird, but whatever. So people are saying that they own a restaurant. This tells me that this is not like, no, I'm a broke baby daddy situation. And so I look through the page and I start to see, oh, it's a whole family. It looked like it's two little girls, a teenage boy, mama and a daddy. That's what it looked like. I couldn't really tell because I scrolled for a little while and then I got up off of it. But I said, people do anything for clout. I said, so y'all rage baiting using y'all kids. Like you really want to put it out there like this a grown ass man that's telling his daughter he can't pay for her food and she shouldn't have asked him for a ride if she ain't had no money. Y'all think that type of shit is cool to put on the internet, right? in the comments, I saw another content creator saying that they kids got bad attitudes and, you know, they really need to get that together before they go out into the world. It was a few comments about that. But what I feel like I was looking at is y'all gaslighting kids. And then when they get upset, you recording them, you on camera, gaslighting them, poking them, jeering them, manipulating them into being emotional on camera so that you can record it and put it on the internet for views. I called it clout. The lady said that it wasn't clout and they always getting on each other's nerves. I feel like that's toxic and abusive, especially when I see that what it feels like is y'all have these little moments where y'all gang up on these girl children and the girls just get quiet and upset, or they detach from the situation, but they're obviously upset. They're obviously upset. And so I didn't like it, but people really think that these things are not that serious. I felt like when I was a kid, even before social media, my parent trying to get a response out of me was emotionally manipulative. Like, why are you trying to piss me off so that you could have an excuse to hit me or something? It's almost like they want an excuse to be mean to you. So they do things that get a reaction out of you. That's what it feels like to me. But I experienced that with my dad as a child, like trying to poke me and get me to get mad so that he could be like, hold up now, stop. Like it's a control thing to keep trying to play with you and get a response. And you like, stop, like you working on my nerves, stop. And now they like, oh, hold up now, who you talking to? Who you talking to? And then the moment wants to get serious and now it's your fault for reacting to the way that they're aggravating you and finding it funny and shit. So I experienced that a lot. So you add that now in this day and age to y'all doing that to kids and then putting that shit on the internet for other people to have opinions about. Even if you don't think what you're doing personally is fucked up, opening your children to the critique of a bunch of fucking strangers on the internet, I do find that shit exploitive and abusive, and I think it's fucked up. I think not protecting your kids from the bullies on the internet until they are old enough to deal with that is wild to me. It's wild to me. And I don't give a fuck what you think you teaching them, because essentially nobody has to deal with this amount of people talking shit about them in real life. In real life, most people are not content creators. In real life, most people don't have 10,000+ people in their fucking comments talking shit about them on any given day via bot, via regular person. It does not happen like that in order for you to feel like this is a lesson that your child needs to grow through. So in case y'all don't know who Woo Wop is, hold up. Let's come over here to my TikTok. Video is the one that I first saw that went viral with this kid. Y'all know how the volume be low on TikTok. So I'm going to mute myself and y'all turn y'all volume all the way up. And when I stop, y'all can turn it down. Okay? All right.
You.
Huh?
I used to grow up and I wanted to be like you.
Okay. That makes sense.
And now I don't.
What you mean you don't want to be like me? Who you want to be like?
You're an awesome dad. You give me everything I want, but you don't know how to treat women. You're the only one in this family that their girlfriend don't appreciate them. You never wanted to hold your girlfriend's hand or walk with her or take her on a date. You always act like you're the head of the relationship. You know how to treat people.
Just in case y'all done turned it up real loud. Moo is DDG.
He took his girlfriend to Mexico just because. Moo know how to treat his girlfriend. Aaron know how to treat his girlfriend. George know how. But you don't. You're the only person in this family that don't know how to treat a girl.
I don't know, because I'm not sweet. Because I'm not sweet, you don't want to be like, you don't want to.
That's the whole point of getting a girlfriend. Because if my mama, she was always rude to you, you wouldn't even want to be with her, would you? Would you?
No.
Exactly. So why do you think she would want to be with you if he was nice? Explain. And now you just want to sit there looking dumb. Because people are always trying to not hurt your feelings and tell you everything that's not what you really are.
Dude. Just gotta leave? Like,
I'm not playing. I'm serious.
So when you grow up, you want to act like Blue when it comes to relationships.
Yes.
And I help you with nothing with relationship wise. Because I said I like holding people's hand. My mama never rocked me to sleep.
Yeah, because you didn't ask her to.
So that's something you don't like about me?
What's the point of being in a relationship if you're not gonna be in a relationship for the reason you're supposed to be in one?
And what's the reason?
What's the point of being in a relationship if you're not gonna be nice? That's the whole point. No girl gonna want you, because if you and my mama break up, you're gonna be single. No girl gonna want you after I see how you act.
Because I don't want to hold somebody's hand?
No girl's gonna want you after my mama break up. Watch. When y'all break up and you try to get another girlfriend, they all gonna reject you. You're gonna be grow up and want to be like you.
Knock your dad don't know $1. Woo wop little fat ass need to get on a treadmill ASAP. Do it for Halo.
What? Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that, bro. You gotta have tough skin. There's nothing wrong with you. You know how many people talk about Moo, talk about TT, talk about George, Aries all day? You wanna know why? It's because they know you're known, you're popular. They can't say nothing about them people kids or say something about they people because nobody know them. You can't even go to public school no more because people know you. So this ain't the first time, ain't the last time somebody gonna talk about you. But they talking about you for free, and you get paid for them to talk about you.
Knock your dad don't know $1. Woo wop little fat ass. Knock your dad don't know $1.
Whoever said he had something to say about the clip or whatever.
Y'all need to stop being negative, because I know, because I'm getting taller, my body is just adjusting to me. So instead of getting taller, I'm also getting wider.
Yeah.
So if y'all say that, it's no point, because y'all just hate me for no reason.
You said the world is what?
The world is negative.
Yeah, but
and I'm trying to make it positive.
Whoever said he had something to say.
Hey man, why the fuck y'all trying to cancel me? These Valencia, wait, please stop. Damn, fuck. Just let me get my bars off for what? Please, man, please, I'm begging you. Damn, now it ain't the same impact. Can y'all act like it's hype again? Hey man, why the fuck y'all?
Okay, so I y'all turn sound back up. So I just wanted to play those videos for y'all. Now let's discuss. I feel like the kid is brilliant. I think you can see how smart the kid is. The kid is brilliant. However, I feel like the kid is naturally brilliant. I think the kid would be brilliant no matter what. Somebody in the family is doing something right. I don't think it's the daddy. The son seems smarter than the daddy. That's weird to me. I also feel like only pick me women that don't know their worth will allow men, like they'll subject their children to men like this because, oh, he want to be a daddy, but he's terrible. Yeah, I don't watch their stuff, but thank you for saying somebody who does watch their stuff. If you go back and watch any videos of Dub and Halo, that baby hates him. Bad energy. Dub sucks. Never liked him. He has low self-esteem and wants his son like him. Yeah. And I feel like the son obviously has a high level, but niggas beat this out of kids. I know, so I've seen so many little boys have this very sweetness to them that I feel like niggas will beat this out of them. And if niggas don't beat it out of them, then some weird ass mama that want to make sure that they not gay will beat it out of them. that sweetness, that kindness. And I feel like it's okay to want to prepare people for how motherfuckers are gonna be malicious. Put them fucking kids and all of them, like, you know, MMA, teach them how to fight for real, teach them how to be aware of their surroundings, but stop fucking like trying to abuse the sweetness out of these kids. And they turn into these like psychopathic niggas, and y'all acting like y'all, you know, y'all don't know why, acting like this.
Trying to cancel me. Please, but listen, wait. Please stop. Damn, fuck. Just let me get my bars off or what, please.
And I can't tell y'all how many times in clips I've seen that nigga DDG responding like that, jumping up and down, having a conniption, like he can't control himself. The fact that y'all don't see that as like an issue or just shows you that he's incapable of really acting like an adult. He can't even act like an adult when he's upset. Like look how he had it, like he had a fucking temper tantrum. And now the little kid has to figure out a way to be the mature one because he's at the disadvantage of dealing with the violent uncle that can't regulate, exactly, that cannot self-regulate. That's unstable. So yeah, y'all, like I really, this is why I have such an issue with the way y'all like to, this is why I really have an issue with the way people like to exploit children, but specifically the way y'all like to excuse and minimize the abuse that happens during childhood, which results to people being fucked up adults. Y'all really want everybody to just forget everything that they done went through and stop being the culmination of their experiences because they reached 30. That's not how any of this fucking works. Your body does not forget. And emotionally, you just don't forget certain things that have happened to you that's fucked up. And you have to talk about it and get it off your chest. And you have to deal with it. And a part of that is at some point being pissed off about it. And you are not going to always handle that shit right. It's just, it is what it is. And there are no excuses. And if you do something that can be, you know, that deserves being reprimanded, you might get reprimanded. Ain't nobody saying you shouldn't be responsible for your actions. But I would love for us to deal with the root of the issue. And I feel like the root of the issue is how some of y'all don't like y'all kids. Some of y'all treat y'all kids bad. We were treated bad. Our parents didn't always like us. They may have loved us, as we like to say, which means at times they were kind to us and they fed us and they kept us alive. And, you know, they worked hard so we could have certain, you know, allowances and all of that. But you got to understand how a lot of that is an extension of how they see themselves. If they have any pride in their appearance and how they come off to the world and their image, they're going to want to portray taking care of their kids. They're not going to want to be deadbeats. People that are deadbeats don't give a fuck about how they look to nobody. That's why you should be extremely nervous of them because they don't care. They don't care. And to me, I feel like this man is obviously insecure. This man, I mean, if you was raised by the same people that raised DDG, you were probably coddled on top of being insecure. And then the only time that you probably got a lot of rejection is from girls. Probably had some rejection if DDG was the lighter one. If they brothers and DDG was the light one, the mama might be colorist. That's a normalcy in Black culture for the light-skinned child to get treated better, especially if the light-skinned child can be perceived as more successful. And it seems that DDG is probably more successful than Dub. So I'm more than sure there's some hateration and holleration in the dancery when it comes to how these two men were even raised. Okay? These are the issues, people. These are the problems. Let's move on. What else is going on? So I have to go here, y'all. I have to go here. Mary J. Blige says Misa Hilton's $5 million lawsuit against her was just a clout-chasing move to ruin her reputation, says Misa's management company. Says, I hate the way, like, there was no punctuation. That was confusing for me. Says Misa's management company doesn't legally exist in New York anyways. Okay, let's read. Mary J. Blige is done being quiet and is finally firing back at Misa Hilton's $5 million lawsuit, calling it straight up fake and a messy attempt to trash her name in the media. If you missed the drama, Misa, who used to be Mary's stylist and longtime friend, claims Mary interfered in rapper Vado's management deal. According to Misa, Mary's label signed Vado, then allegedly sat on his finished album to pressure him into dropping Misa and cutting her out of 20% of his earnings. But Mary's not having it. Her lawyers are calling the whole thing utterly meritless, saying Misa and Vado made it all up to cause drama online and force a payout. They also pointed out that Misa's management, Misa's company, doesn't even legally exist in New York, and she wasn't part of Vado's actual contract. Mary believes the lawsuit is nothing but a media stunt to ruin her image, and she's asking the court to toss it out completely and hit them with legal penalties for wasting her time. No ruling yet, but neighbors, what are your thoughts? I'ma tell y'all, I don't even know what to believe, but I absolutely feel like y'all are fighting over dick. It does seem as if y'all are fighting over dick. And abusive, volatile, angry dick at that. Like low key, I don't know how he's perceived everywhere else, but my opinion is Vado is slightly washed. So it gives that the two blonde elder ladies who look very good for their age are fighting over dick. And once again, I give you a depiction of an older woman who is not maturing with her age. What's happening here? What's the backstory? There's obviously backstory to this situation. Y'all, these two have been close to the point that Mary J. Blige's entire aesthetic was built by Puffy and Misa. They've been friends since Mary J. Blige first came on the scene. They both have had tumultuous relationships with Puff at different times, but remain friends. So when did they stop being friends? First question. When did they stop being friends? Thought y'all was friends, baby. What happened? I have questions. They need answers. I can believe either way. I can believe that Mary did some snake shit, and I can believe that Misa did some snake shit. I could believe it either way. I'm not sure who to believe here. All I know is it feels as if these two elder, moisturized young women are fighting over a fluffy but dehydrated, washed up, violent rapper. I think it's sad either way. I think it's disappointing either way. Very, very unfortunate. Okay, let me read some of the comments. My theory is Vado was probably tagging dick pics, tagging was both of them. Okay, I don't know why you had to put, because I instantly thought dick, like you saying dick. My theory is Vado was probably tagging both of them down and it got a little messy, because why throw a 30-year friendship away for a mediocre rapper? Questions. Man, this really sad. They've been friends for over 30 years, and to see them fall out like this is painful. Mary been dressing better, looking good, younger these days. Has she? Thinking you're getting $5 million for Vado as an artist is insane in the first place. Who flew first class to the comment sections like me? Now, Mary, when has Misa needed clout? As long as she's been styling you and been friends with you for years. Stop. Please don't tell me this was over some dick. She's suing Mary J, but Monet Tejada is the one in the courtroom. Y'all play too much. Y'all know that's her character from the Power series, from whichever one it was, child. I can't remember. Power 2. Not fighting over Vado. That man ain't worth $1 million. Y'all broke up a friendship for nothing. I promise y'all that this is over dick, but whatever the issue is, I think it predates this Vado situation. I think whatever happened between them predates the Vado situation. I do. And Mary be looking tired when she performed, like she performing for her life. Like she can't stop performing even though she really wants to. That's what it seemed like now. And that's sad. And I wonder what type of situations that she got herself involved in order for her to probably be in some type of imprisonment of a contract, or where she got to keep working to pay certain bills and shit. See, when you are so, let me tell y'all, I really feel like women are the real niggas out here. Whenever y'all put that misogynistic, that misogynistic keep the lie alive, not keep the lie alive, but like the rules that men pretend to have, like the street nigga rules that niggas pretend to have, women will adopt that ruling more than anybody, i.e. Lil' Kim going to jail to not tell on people. None of them niggas went to jail. Kim went to jail because she refused to tell. Right? When I think about what other woman do y'all feel like, they was being real male-centered, end up getting fucked over by these men at some point. But the way women like Mary J. Blige will adopt that real nigga mentality and actually end up having to take care of these niggas, like, for instance, Don't Call Me White Girl. Y'all was telling me I needed to watch Don't Call Me White Girl's breakdown interview or whatever with Umar, and I still might do that. I actually like Don't Call Me White Girl, but that's only because I watch her in clips, because I'm more than sure if I listen to her in long form, I'm gonna have to hang up the phone, because she reminds me of the women who are real ass niggas. They're misogynistic as fuck, but they real niggas. They real niggas. They the ones that feel like, nigga, you talking too fucking much. Don't make me punch you in the fucking neck, nigga, like you doing. That's real sassy. I'm gonna need for you to go stoicism, nigga. I'm gonna need for you to be a hood stoic, choking me, wearing the pussy out, selling drugs, but giving me money to clean ass nigga. They still have that dream. They still in that space, right? There's a lot of black women that are still in that space. And when I tell y'all they adopt that real nigga shit to a T, and it always ends up biting them in the ass, because none of the niggas that they be real to them. And they always end up like being hemmed up at the end over some niggas. But they really have the highest caliber of integrity for how street niggas should really be moving. Women in general will have that standard for themselves more than any of these niggas. And I feel like Mary J. Blige and Misa are those types of women. Yeah, like Drita DeVanzo and them. Yes, they really should have been the mob bosses. They really should have been the people in charge. But instead, they have to be, they have to put their power into a nigga in some type of way. But I feel like, like I said, I still like Mona, but I definitely feel like, some of the things I've heard her say, and I can't even remember nothing right now, but y'all was coming back telling me that even the way she was so excited to interview Umar, I was like, girl, why are you so, you his type, you know that. Light skin, almost white. Like, you that nigga type, and you gonna hold them ideals down to a T. Once that nigga put that programming in the back of your fucking neck, once that nigga put that programming in the back of your fucking neck, you gonna run that shit like the most astute soldier ever. That's the type of like vibe it be giving. You know what I'm saying? I miss Mob Wives too. I be rewatching the old episodes sometimes. Teresa Giudice. It's a lot of them that I feel like, they really internalize that lifestyle in a way that a lot of these niggas don't. And they be quiet and they take hits and they go to jail and they do time and they hide guns and shit for niggas. And I've just always like, essentially there was a time, but like in general, like, man, don't put me in no fucking situation like that. Don't play with me like that. I'm always going to be about my own self-preservation. And I'm telling you off rip, don't ever be misunderstood. Okay? But I feel like they the type of women that roll like that. Had probably a lot of integrity behind protecting these niggas and staying quiet about times that they are wronged, times that they were wronged by the people that claim to be family and all of that shit. You know how them niggas talk to these women and make them think, feel like, oh, we on the same level. Probably even fuck some women together. So that these women, so that they could feel powerful, so that they could feel like they the queen pins and shit. And then at the end, them niggas diss them and disrespect them every single time. Every single time. So yeah, It is very, very interesting. It's very, very interesting. Okay. Let me see. What else? What else I want to get into? What else I want to I think that's oh, here we go.
Okay, I gotta call you back. I'm about to have Bible study.
Why?
Because I'm saved. And I read the word. Because it's important to know the word. How else we gonna battle all these demons and witchcraft? How else you gonna do it? There are other books. Girl, get off of my phone, girlfriend. Get off of my phone. I'll call you back.
I mean, that book was written by racist white
girl, goodbye, girl. I'll call you in an hour. Y'all, let me get off the mama. She be on the shame where we kill me.
Well, she's on there now. And we agree. Shout out to Tony Braxton. Shout out to Tony Braxton. Because some of us are going to actually come to the moment where we look at our family members and tell them that whatever y'all think is going on in that book, it's not helping, bitch. Like, I'm sorry to tell some of y'all, but your religion is supposed to help you. Your religion is supposed to help you, bitch. I know y'all don't believe that. But your religion is actually supposed to do something for you. It's supposed to make you a better person. It's supposed to help you. Y'all religion don't be helping y'all because y'all be the same people making the same mistakes, acting the same way. No real growth whatsoever. But you about to go to Bible study so that you could fight imaginary fucking demons. Girl, what? It just be giving, I'm just saying. Like, because it'd be different if you were showing me a person that's living a life that shows when they go into their Bible, it really helps them. You know what I'm saying? They become a better person. They are more still. They make better decisions. They don't keep going into long-term relationships with fuck niggas that's just there to use them. They become whole in their person and they don't always need the validation of other people. And they damn sure don't need to get online and cause ruckus with other people because they jealous. When they got an issue with somebody, they handle it in a way that is going to get the best result, not that it's going to drag it out. So at the end of the day, like you telling us that you about to go and read the Bible, girl, you about to go read words that you don't understand. You about to just go and read some shit and start saying, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Girl, what version you reading? Because I want to know if you really understand. Because what the fuck? No, for real. Especially when the demon is you. Bitch, especially when you the demon. You the demon, bitch. That's why you don't like witchcraft, bitch. I wish I had some sage in here. Shh, stay away, bitch. And I hate the way, like, they have to make a demon out of the way certain black people act so scared of every other spiritual practice. Oh Lord, I don't play. Oh Lord, I don't plays with that. Humans create religion. Humans create religion based on their perception of the world. And a lot of the times based on the drugs that they use to hallucinate into the visions they receive in order to write books and tell y'all what to believe. They say the burning bush was about weed. That's what they say. We always thought it was just being funny, but oh no. Something about a burning bush, talk to God. Yeah, y'all be missing the main part of the story. I think that like somewhere in there might be some truth and some stories that make sense, but they've exploited the parts that don't make sense to manipulate the masses. So y'all done lost the plot. When we say lost the plot, I really feel like y'all just be losing a plot. They tell y'all the meaning of it. They give y'all some of the information, tell y'all their meaning of it. And now y'all out here thinking that we came from a nigga rib. Girl, go to hell. But shout out to Tony Braxton, because that was some real ass shit. Girl, why you doing Bible study, bitch? What you gonna gain from that? What's gonna happen with that? Yo, let me move on.
Just dead rush out my house because my sister just called me with some urgent care shit talking about pull up. You heard of the T app? I'm like, no, what's the T app? She's like, oh, I can't show you, so you need to pull up right now because your man is on the T app. So I'm like, what it say? She like, you need to pull up like right now. Just dead rush out my house because my sister just
Okay. Nothing beats a jet two holiday. Okay, my boyfriend was on the T app. Now I'm in jail. Wait till I bond out. The way y'all playing that Jet 2 holiday music for everything is hilarious to me. So she going to jail. Okay. I'm here for where she I'm here for where she bond out.
Shit. What you ain't getting?
Wait, I need to hear it again. What happened?
This is my shit. What you ain't getting?
Not him chasing and she running.
My shit. What you ain't getting?
Why you ain't got no shoes on, bitch? You wasn't never gonna get no real levity on the ground with you ain't got no shoes on. Cheating is the number one drug. No, bitch, crashing out over stupid niggas is the number one drug. What's wrong with y'all?
Here she go. Here she go. You gonna let her do it? You gonna let her do it? You gonna let her do it? Here she go.
Why here she breaking something?
Y'all been asking for story time, so I'm here with story time about the horrific stuff that just happened to me in the past 3 days. Like the T app is wicked. First of all, let's talk about that. But back like when my sister called, so I pull up to my sister's house because, like I said, she was just tweaking a little bit. Like you need to come over here. It's hella urgent. So I pull up, right? Lo and behold, I'm on the T app. Cool. So my real life boyfriend is on the T app, right? So I'm reading and scrolling through the comments, and it's the lady who is like, can you help me find my baby daddy? Please. So I'm like, bet, bitch, I can help you find your baby daddy. Drop the number. Bro, why I drop the number? The nicest lady, most genuine lady answered the phone on some like, it gave me the most sobbing story ever. Like, I felt so bad for this lady, and I believed her, but I'm going to tell you why in part 2.
I guess she ain't give us.
Y'all been asking for story time, so
I guess she ain't give us the part 2, girl, but she got a charge for disorderly conduct. Disorderly conduct, willful obstruction of law enforcement officers, criminal damage to property. I believe this is fake for likes and views. So this was her response.
This is my shit.
And also, how you got the video? How you got his video?
Dead rush out my house because my sister just called me with some urgent care shit talking about pull up. You heard
our urgent care shit.
This is my.
I'm looking to. Hold on, wait.
Here she go.
Y'all been asking for story.
I wish they would have posted the page. Shaq is going. Is that the page? Is that the page? Girl, she out here performing. She's a performer, girl. You can't trust nothing nobody say. I wonder if the other part of the story is on the TikTok though. That's too messy, y'all. I wanted to watch that with y'all, but I really already knew what it was gonna be hitting for, which is that it was gonna be some crazy crash out shit. It seemed like you found out that a nigga had a woman with a baby somewhere, and you decided to crash out and do all types of ignorant shit. And if you had to get your car back, I'm not mad. Like if you was paying for a nigga to have a car, and then you found out that he, that you ain't know his life like that, but he on your credit with a car, then go and get your shit. I just would do it at night, and I wouldn't make a fuss about it. I would go get my shit. Okay, you're not gonna give me my shit? Okay, that's fine. And then I would wait until that nigga was good and comfortable, dead ass sleep in a dead of night. And then you go and do that shit. But y'all be crashing out in a way that shows you have no real self-preservation. And I don't never think that shit cool. To me, Like, I know there's a subset of women, women that really enjoy crashing out over men, but I've just always felt like, man, I never give you motherfuckers the satisfaction into thinking y'all got my fucking feelings like all in a tizzy like that. And I might say I'm really hurt about something. I might actually like vocalize being hurt behind somebody, having real feelings and shit. But when I tell you I'll never go to jail over no fucking body, bitch, you got me fucked up. Estella Mac, thank you for the super chat. You hear how they dox the T-app users. They saying it was a setup all along to get at the girls. So sad. Be careful what info we're putting out. Child, y'all just need to make a Facebook group. Just make a Facebook group. Because ain't nobody got time for that. How y'all gonna make a whole fucking app so that women can talk about these men so that they'll know? Because niggas have made it their business to lie to you so that they can have access to you. So now somebody's like, oh, let's make an app so that all of these women can give each other information. Then y'all put all the women's information out there to leave them open and susceptible to what? Violence from who? From these niggas. Y'all not coming off that y'all the problem. Y'all not coming off that. Women, y'all know, look, I've been all up and down the timeline whipping bitches' ass all day, proverbially, okay? But at the end of the day, like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? There is already a Facebook group. Okay, and that's all you hoes need. Don't be out here trying to, because listen, if there's not going to be a man that actually can be behind it and have integrity behind it, then don't, like, no. Because I feel like I don't even trust if it's all women. I just don't. You look, Yelp reviews, okay? Niggas got Yelp reviews out here. And it can be very simple. People don't be hiding shit. All you got to do is go to the nigga Facebook or Instagram, find the girl who he was with before you, and then go message the girl and ask her what the situation was hitting for. Girl, give me the tea. Give me the low. Let me know. The fuck? Anyway, I think that's all I wanted to talk about with y'all today. Thank y'all for coming through. I hope y'all liked the episode, and I will be back tomorrow, okay? I'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all be cool by the pool.